You played a piece of audio from Colin Cowherd, the herd on Fox Sports Radio, talking about Justin Fields.
Okay, so I want to talk about Justin Fields. I said earlier this week, I think of all the quarterbacks in the NFL that have the most pressure, it's not on Dak. It's on Justin Fields. He's 5-20 in 25 starts. But at quarterback, you're the face of the franchise, and you're the coach on the field. So I'm going to hold you to a much higher standard of self-awareness and confidence over ego or chutzpah. And so this is not the end of the world. It's 5%. But I don't love it for a quarterback that's 5-20 and right now is closer to a bust than a star. Lamar's an MVP, Cam's an MVP, Vic's a 4-time Pro Bowler, Steve Young's a Super Bowl winner, Justin Fields is 5-20. You should have said, can we make it a top 4? Or said, I'd love to be there. Now, you can argue, I don't think he's one of the top 5 running quarterbacks. You get banged up, can't win games. It's not the end of the world. MVP, 4-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl winner, bust.
So there's Colin Cowherd yesterday in the herd on Fox Sports Radio talking about Justin Fields. Now, a couple of things come to mind, Shea. One, context matters. And I think this is a classic case of a national person responding to a little clip that they see online and kind of formulating an entire opinion off of 10 seconds that they see from Justin Fields. When I saw the clip from Justin Fields from the last couple days talking about that he thinks he could be a top 5 running back all time, I didn't think of it as arrogance or being cocky. It was like matter of fact.
Yeah.
Like he's aware of how good of a season he had on the ground, and he's aware of the greats that came before him. Michael Vick, Cam Newton, he listed them off. And so I think that's one piece that we can address. But also, I want to go after the idea of the quarterback with the most pressure on themselves heading into this football season, because I don't think it is Justin Fields. Here's my list. I've got 4 names on the list that I think all have more pressure than Justin Fields in this football season. Shea, tell me why I'm wrong on these individuals. Number 1 on the list for me is absolutely Aaron Rodgers. There's going to be huge amounts of pressure thrown at Aaron Rodgers, not only because they will be featured on Hard Knocks, but SportsCenter each and every day, Get Up, all the different shows on ESPN will be focused on the Jets, on Aaron Rodgers, new team, biggest media market, and they are a team that's prepared to win. That's a lot of pressure. Aaron Rodgers has more pressure this football season than Justin Fields does. Now, you can argue that Rodgers is the better quarterback. Absolutely. There is more pressure on the Jets to win right now and for Rodgers to be good the moment he steps on the field there than Justin Fields in this football season.
I actually don't agree. Rodgers, I don't think he cares. I get that he wants to go out and win a Super Bowl, but I don't think he particularly cares if it goes totally south. Whatever, that's been his whole career. That's the story of his entire career. He's made money. He'll go to the Hall of Fame. He's one of the 5 best quarterbacks who's ever played the sport. No matter what happens in New York, nothing's going to ruin the legacy. And honestly, he just strikes me as somebody who, whatever the media has to say about you, whatever storyline they pull up, hey, lose my phone number. I don't care. So I don't think that he is under pressure.
He'll go on the Punter podcast and he will make statements that show that it does bother him, that the national media and the conversation
he's aware
about
of it.
Well, right. But if he didn't care, he wouldn't hold court with McAfee. That wouldn't be the case. But he wants you to think that he doesn't care, so then he can feed off of the thriving of this idea that everyone cares about his nonsense. That's how he operates.
But he'll just disappear into some Pancha Karma cleanse or the ayahuasca.
But he'll do that for 5 minutes,
the
and then he'll
reappear
like a groundhog to tell you all about it, like he's enlightened.
No, but I'm just like,
he's full of it 99% of the time.
I think if the Jets don't win the Super Bowl this year, they're not winning the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. They have a 1-year window to me, and there is pressure in that, but I don't think it's the most pressure in the NFL because, again, he's made his career. He's built his legacy. Could he add to it? Sure. But he's not going to hurt himself if they go out and don't win. There are people who tell you, I'm of the opinion this team's ready to win. I don't think their offensive line's any good. I don't know what they have at running back when Breece Hall gets healthy. Wide receivers great with Garrett Wilson. The defense on paper loaded, but they rebuilt their secondary. I don't know. Now you got Sauce Gardner, so that's okay. But I don't know that this is the ready-made 12-win Super Bowl-style team that people will tell you it is.
Pretty damn good defense. I like the weapons.
It's better than what he's had in Green Bay.
Then Hall of Fame quarterback added to the mix. I like the head coach. I think they are. And I think expectations create the pressure that Rodgers will have on him, because I think this is the biggest story heading into this football season. Aaron Rodgers with the Jets, can they win a Super Bowl? Other quarterbacks, I think, have more pressure on them than Justin Fields. And I think a lot of this has to do with the expectations of the Bears overall. Let me go to Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson went 3-3 with 7 touchdowns and 5 interceptions last year. This team was, quote, ready-made to make a playoff run before last season, before the suspension of Watson. They have championship expectations. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Watson with a full offseason to get this Cleveland Brown team to the playoffs and to compete for a championship.
We must have different definitions of pressure, because, again, if I'm Deshaun Watson, I got out of the scandal of a century with my life intact, basically. Like, you're not in jail where you could have been. You're not the public pariah that he was for a little bit. He's like, Cleveland is hinging their football team's future on him. But even if it fails, kick your feet up, because you got $235 million coming your way.
Yeah,
like, I don't feel like
money,
there's real
sure.
pressure. Like,
there's pressure for the Browns to win this year.
Absolutely, for the Browns. But, like, for Justin Fields, if things go really poorly, you're talking about a team that's got 2 first-round picks. You might be done.
It's
and you
possible.
haven't made the money yet. Like, these are guys who have made the money, who have made their legacies. Fields may be out before he even gets the opportunity if things go badly this year.
I think what
That's
I
a
am
different
looking
kind
at,
of pressure.
Exactly. And I think what I'm looking at is there's still a runway for a young quarterback to figure it out. So he doesn't have to step on the field in the first 4 weeks and be a top 5 quarterback. Deshaun Watson has to become a top 10 quarterback again. Last year, he did not show that. Last season, he was not. And so I think for Cleveland and Watson, there's more pressure there. I would say with Dak, he's on my list. You get to the divisional round, you lose to the 49ers, you score 12 points, you throw 2 interceptions. You only played in 12 games last season. You are the franchise for the Cowboys. I think there's pressure there with Dak. And then my 4th name would be Tua Tagovailoa. You got to stay healthy. You have a championship roster that's built, ready to win. It's your 4th season. It's time to go. It's time to be there and to continue to thrive with this offense that we saw when he was on the field last year. If he's able to stay healthy, I think there's pressure there. And I could give you a bonus on Jared Goff, because if the Lions don't live up to all this offseason hype, all of the heat's going to go back at Goff, because they don't have a quarterback who can win at the highest level, and that's going to derail a Detroit Super Bowl run. And that's going to be a storyline we're going to see throughout the season. And I think there's more pressure there than what Justin Fields has to deal with.
So you don't even think Fields is in this conversation of the top 5? Because I think he's like top 1 or 2.
I would say he would be after Goff. I think he would be leading the group of young quarterbacks who have to show something.
I think a lot of Cowherd's list here is ridiculous. Like Matthew Stafford, I think is ridiculous. Russell Wilson, I think is ridiculous to put on this list. But if Fields won, I kind of agree with him. And it's not for the reasons that he stated, because the reasons he stated are just like, oh, you're 5-20 in games. So if you're using quarterback wins, you've already lost the plot. Like, I think he's under pressure because the 2 first-round picks are there, and this feels like the prove-it year. Tua is a great one. If he's not healthy or if he can't get the job done, the Dolphins are going to move on, and you will never make the long-term earnings. Like, that has to factor into how much pressure somebody's under. I think the opportunity for Fields to lose his gig and get washed out of this league, that's a lot more pressure than somebody like Aaron Rodgers.